On this episode, Bobo thinks the world is going to end. Does he have a plan?
Oh, I found it.
And is he man enough to survive?
In case a dirty bomb goes down, I light the match and I see which way the wind's blowing. See, Bobo's not so stupid.
What's your problem? Testing, 1, 2.
Baba Boo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome to the Bobo compound. I'm preparing for the end of days. Why I think the world's going to end? Because there's a lot of crazy people, and on this day, December 21st, I feel that someone wants to make a name for themselves, and maybe he's going to light off a dirty bomb in the city. I just want to show you guys a lot of the things that I have prepared for the end of days that might be happening this Friday, the 21st. I probably have about 6 months food supply here. I have a lot of these canned goods which you can open up. Use a hand can open and that's it. Tons of tuna fish here. Health bars, which you can live on. Cereal, juices for the kid. Nuts, okay? These are always good. You add water to these and you have like a macaroni they have in here. They have these cookies, cases of water here. Special thermal insulated safety gloves for all of us here in the household to wear. If there's any dust down there or anything like that, I can put this on. Police scanner. So if anything emergency, police give reports of what's going on and I need to know, I get it right from the patrol cars. I figure we got 6 months of food. After that, it's lights out if there's nothing else we can get, you know what I mean?
For goodness sakes, Bobo's the last guy on this planet who should want to go on after the apocalypse. I can't imagine that Bobo, it's that important to survive. He's there with his supplies. Somehow he thinks he's going to not get stuff taken away from him or stolen or the elements aren't going to have their way with him. I mean, it's ludicrous.
I got all my rations. Now I had to find a place to hide. And I was running out of time. We actually find 2 missile silos that are not active anymore. The most convenient location that I'm looking at right now is the Lindenhurst and North Amityville abandoned military. I understand that from folks that told me about it. I haven't been there yet. But there is silos in those areas. My thing was going to be that on that day, I was going to have my family in down one of these silos. I'm excited right now. We're going to go to the Amityville location because the Amityville is the closest, and that's what you want. You want quick response. You got to get there quick, in and out. So that's where we're going to go right now. Going to take a little ride and on our way to the first location, and then we'll be going to Oyster Bay.
Bobo was a little nervous. He was anxious and hoping that he could find what he needed for his family.
I don't know what's going to happen right now. This is like, my anxiety is like through the roof right now because I don't know what I'm going to be expecting. I don't know if we're going to find any guard dogs. They're going to tear fucking my balls apart. I have no fucking idea. This is the complex. Look, barbed wire fences. Bobo's got to get in here. We got to get in here. This is it. Whoa, this is huge.
Once we got inside, we saw that there was basically a construction site.
As you can see now, this is being dismantled, which is really breaking my strategy right now. Bobo was a little too late coming here. It makes me upset now. Nah, this is not gonna work. Then our next journey was, we went up to the North Shore, Oyster Bay area. The only thing I'm concerned about now, it is farther location than the last previous one that we went to. As far as time, it may take about 30 minutes to get here. Okay, these are the grounds. Ooh, that might be something over there. This is the area of the sites where the, I believe, the missiles were kept. And this is location number 2.
Well, the second location was interesting because this time it was actually a parking lot but it had a silo under it. So, which we may not have ever found if it wasn't for the people we saw standing there when we pulled into the lot.
I saw you hanging out here, and I was just wondering if you can give me some information on, the abandoned missile silos here.
The steel plates are where the launches were.
Really?
Okay, and underneath all that debris and brush and all of
Right.
that
Is the hatches?
are where the storage facilities were.
Now, is there any hatches I can look at?
No, you couldn't get into anything at all.
No, they have no vent
It's
caps.
all- There are some steel vent caps that you can see on the middle and the end one.
Yeah.
This has all been covered up. This
Oh.
one.
Would I be able to look at that vent caps?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
take
cool.
a look.
Very good.
Take a look.
Oh, I found it. I found it. I knew it. This is fucking great. I'll be able to come down here. See? Get a shot of that. Let's put it. Watch this. Watch this. Listen to the echo. You hear that echo? That's the tube. That's the tube. Oh my God. I found access.
He investigated a little more and realized that there was no ladder or steps to get down. And that really upset him. That took the whole wind out of his sails.
The only thing sad is, how am I gonna fucking get down here? I can't bring my 6-year-old, my wife, and expect them to go down this thing. But if it would have been a ladder, yeah, we could have did that. I could have put my kid to my back. He would have held on. I would have strapped him on, and I would have walked down here. Sure. Here's the end of the world, and now I have no place to put my family. So yeah, I was quite upset about that. This would have been great if Bobo would have come down. Ow! Fuck! Right on my fucking foot. All right. I went back home with no real plan, and so my wife asked me, well, what's the plan? I go, Bobo has no plan. Folks, hasta vista, whatever they call it, son of bananas. I don't know what's going to happen, okay, when the shit hits the fan. Good luck to all of you and super fans. This might be the last time you might see Bobo alive again, okay? So, but it was a great ride. Howard, thank you so much for the great ride. Many, many years of great radio. And hopefully, maybe this will continue, and we'll see each other on January 2nd. I don't know, but this is it, man. Bobo out.
During our creative meetings, lots of ideas are pitched. I'm in touch with a lot of the Whack Pack community, and I knew for a fact that Bobo was, quote unquote, a doomsday prepper.
What do you got, Joel?
December 21st, the end of the world, supposedly. It's on a Friday. We have Brian Phelan, we have Bobo, and we have High Register Sean. All three of these guys believe that the shit's gonna hit the fan on this day.
Shuli said it could be cool to have a 101 special with Bobo discussing the end of the world and taking phone calls and whatnot. I just said, hey, instead of doing that, why don't we just invite Bobo in and pretend that the world really is ending?
Let's just bring Bobo here.
Is that maybe something he would do on the
So what you're
channels
saying,
to do?
Sal, is you would invite Bobo down on Friday.
Right.
And say, look, we want to record a special and talk about the end of the world and this and that, because we really don't think it's going to happen, obviously.
Right.
And so he's sitting there and talking with you, and all of a sudden you and Richard are in there, and
Everything shuts down, but the mics are still going. So you get his reaction. Holy shit!
But what else happens? Like what else after the power?
Yeah, if we can you can just play that Foghorn. You're like,
Well, I wasn't really surprised to pull this prank off on Bobo. I mean, I think just a few days before, I painted his face with my dick. I shaved pubic hair off my ball sack and I put it on his face. So pulling this off, it really was. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. As a matter of fact, I called Bobo in advance and I let him know that, hey, we need you to come down to do something, the Whack Pack playlist.
I said, Sal, I'm not fucking coming up there December 21st. He goes, no, you got it, man. I said, Sal, I'm not coming up there. I said, it's the last day, Sal. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, don't be stupid.
I knew he was putty in my hands. I knew it was going to be a piece of cake.
He goes, come on, we'll just do it. Howard really wants you to do it. So when I hear Howard's name, I fucking jump.
We just thought it'd be funny to see Bobo during the actual end of the world. Like, would Bobo be brave? Would Bobo panic? What would Bobo say? So we created the end of the world for Bobo.
I helped get this thing going and get it organized and get the plan in motion with Sal and DePace and Mike Schiff.
Doug came to me and he said that the guys had been working on this prank that they wanted to do on Bobo. I wasn't part of the creative meetings or anything, so I just came in afterwards, and then I started bouncing around emails between Sal and Doug and all these guys, and that's pretty much how it all started.
So the guys came to me and said they were going to pull this prank on Bobo, and we had to get prepared, and we started talking about all ways that we could fool them with, you know, putting subwoofers in the floor and night vision cameras.
So they filled me in on a couple of pranks that they wanted to pull off for this thing. One was to have this emergency broadcast notice to go on while he was in the studio. Another was to have the room to shake. Then the third thing was to have a couple of things rattle around the room, some boxes falling down. So we just worked really hard that morning and just tried to put all this stuff together to make it as convincing as possible.
All right, so I'm just going to crank on every camera. I'm a true professional. They said they need me to cover this. I did. We used 4 cameras. We just decided to let it play sort of a little more natural, played it wide, and at the moment that called for, we would kill the lights and you would see darkness, and that's how we did it. Geniuses. The faders aren't doing it here for my C&D shot. You know, this isn't my board. I could do it with the grand. Let's do that.
That's probably the easiest and best option. I'm wondering if we can still hide that night vision camera somewhere close. Just for extra coverage, I had an extra camera that had night vision capabilities on it, so I put that on Howard's desk. And so once the lights would go off, we'd still be able to see what was going on in the studio.
Once Bobo gets here, I guess, or as soon as he gets here, we'll get you a camera and just start shooting.
Start shooting him like BTS.
My role in the prank with Bobo was to be the camera operator inside the studio, so that in Bobo's mind, there were 3 people within this studio. It was Bobo, it was Sal, and myself, and that was it.
If you jump in this area, it kind of shakes everything. You can see all the lights starting to kind of shake a bit.
Since there's a floating floor in the studio, you could pretty much be anywhere in the room, and if you're jumping around, you're going to feel it almost everywhere. So we were trying to find the perfect place to put somebody.
Does this make the floor bounce?
Yeah, it does. Like some more than the other one, I think.
Yeah. That's really good. Oh, it might be better in here. I'm gonna let you do your own bit, but you want to just spin and stop and then do a lot more and stuff.
Is it having that big an effect when I shake?
Yeah, the room shakes.
In the preparation, we just kind of decided that it would be a good idea to throw some CDs and books in boxes right off the top of the rafters there.
You can do this. Oh, you're shaking. We got the ladder, all right.
It was a very cramped space. I was basically hunched over, and we decided that these large boxes were going to be thrown off with all this stuff in it.
My role in the prank was to hide under Benji's desk and shake it to simulate an earthquake, and also to knock some of the CDs off the desk. I'm right under Benji's desk. You want me to like just have them drop or kind of fly over past the space?
Drop them. Because if he gets hit in the face, we can get in a lot of trouble.
If the room was really shaking, it wouldn't go like flying to the side.
Just gradually push them, you know?
Okay.
Guys, you know where the RTSs are in the control room? Behind the door? Right behind when you walk in the door, they're hanging up on some hooks. Just grab as many of them as you need.
We wanted to make sure that all the guys hiding out in the studio could be able to get proper direction from the control room. So they all had headsets on, and Scott was able to give, specific cues whenever necessary.
Hi, Scott.
Hi! Get those fucking mics up already.
The guys created a fake EAS alert, and we had this, basically a fake news story. So we had to figure out how to get it into the studio without anybody here in Howard's room hitting the board. We were hiding speakers around the studio, so it sounded kind of like this booming alarm coming in.
You bang on the door, say, guys, we can't get in. There's a bomb in the building. We got to get out, and then let just Bobo struggle for it for the longest time. Then hit the thing and let him just pull back, and run out.
The emergency broadcast signal is going to go on, and then just bouncing can just go on, just on and off.
throughout the rest of this.
No, that's it, and then just cover it, right?
Yeah.
We did a couple of rehearsals just to make sure everything would flow smoothly once Bobo was actually in the studio.
Here we go.
Song number 1, Hi, My Name Is by Eminem. Guy likes to say hi, likes to rap. It's my kind of guy.
Right.
Let's go. What the hell is that? Song number 2.
What's with the shaking, guys? What's going on, man? Scott.
Attention. Attention.
Hey, you guys hear this?
This is an emergency announcement issued by Homeland Security.
1, 2, 3. Let's get out of here. Go!
Finally, the end of the world is here. It's the day it's supposed to happen, and Bobo takes off to come hang out at the Howard Stern show. So how serious could he have been?
I'm a fucking nervous wreck, but I came up here because I was told that, Howard wanted me to do something, and I did it.
Bobo, we are here December 21st. It is D-Day, and you are here recording a Whack Pack playlist, correct?
Yes, Shuli, I put my life on the line coming up here.
I can't believe you're here.
I can't believe it either.
My role the day of the prank is basically not to let on that anything is going to happen, and just interview Bobo as if it's a normal, interview. What do you have with you?
I have a police scanner. I get all the police departments and the fire departments in the city in Long Island, and I have it on standby, just in case something goes down and how to get out of the city. Plus, I brought books of matches with me in case a dirty bomb goes down. I light the match, and I see which way the wind's blowing. See, Bobo's not so stupid.
No.
So when Shirley was done with the interview, Sal came over, grabbed Bobo, took him into the studio, and they were ready to go.
All right, let's get this over with. Do you have your list?
Yes, I have too many to count.
All right.
All right.
Sal started interviewing me, and I started going through the Whack Pack playlist. 1, 2, 1, 2.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go say, hey, it's Bobo. Welcome to the Whack Pack playlist on Howard TV. And then we'll do another cut. Welcome to Bobo's playlist on Howard 100 and on Howard 101. We'll get that first. Hey, can you give me a little iris on the 8, Brian?
Hey, this is Bobo. Welcome to Whack Pack Playlist and Howard TV feature. These are a lot of the songs that I put together that had a meaningful remembrance to me over my lifetime.
Okay, so let's shift. You're going to tell me when you want to start, right? Wait, hold on. I can't let this go for me.
So let's go through the list, and I'll read you the songs right now.
You sound a little nervous. Just
relax. I'm a little nervous from this day. Bring me up on the 21st.
Stop with this. The day's almost over. Hey, Brian, give me a little iris on 4.
All right, the first song is Metallica, Enter Sandman. And let me tell you how it ties into the Howard Stern show.
So here it is, Metallica, Enter Sandman.
And here it is, Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Is that a good cut, Scott? I mean, if you like to edit. Yeah.
I was all fucking twisted, man. I was fucking stumbling over my words.
One of the best songs to me was Life in the Fast Lane. So here it is with the Eagles, Life in the Fast Lane.
Perfect.
I sat down with Bobo for a good 20 to 25 minutes before we started triggering all the little things to give him the impression that the world was ending.
All right, ready now? Is the next one when we're going to do it?
As soon as he starts, yeah. All right. Scott and I were both working together on these cues. He would kind of wait for my call, I'd give it to him, and then he'd communicate it to the guys in the studio.
All right. Hey, it's Bobo. Welcome back to the Whack Pack playlist.
Start the shake.
And my 4th song is Coldplay, In My Place. What the fuck?
Hold on, Scott, camera shake here. Hold on 1 second.
Whoa, man.
What the fuck is going on here?
What is fucking going on?
Stop the shake. Stop the shake. Scott.
What the hell was that?
Hold on. Let me try to figure it out. Hold on.
Hey, Scott, it's not funny, man.
Probably the building. This building sways. What the fuck?
The building fucking sways.
It's probably the building. All the time. It sways because we're so high up. It's probably the weather.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think we're good. Let's keep going. It's probably just a storm. Dude,
right.
Just relax. The building sways all the time.
All right. Where am I over here?
All right. Just calm down. Just calm.
Whoa. Okay.
So at first, we start seeing Bobo kind of smiling a little bit, and we're thinking, oh, he's kind of putting it on. But then he's actually sweating, and you can't fake that. So at that point, we realized that, hey, maybe Bobo really is falling for this thing.
Okay, this is Bobo. Welcome back to the Whack Pack playlist here. This group here is special to me because Howard had. I have to go back.
What's the matter? You all right?
Yeah,
You need
no,
a break?
I know it's Martin. That's a Chris Martin. Okay.
All right. Now what? This is the light one now?
This is the shape of the light.
Okay.
Just calm down. Just calm down.
All right. Hey, it's Bobo. Welcome back to the Whack Pack playlist. And my fourth song is Coldplay. And this song is special to me. I know it's special to Howard.
Okay,
He had
start
Chris
the
Martin
shake,
up here. What
and
an interview there was.
Kill
That was
lights.
One of the best. Whoa, goddamn.
Kill lights, kill.
Holy shit, the fucking lights off.
Scott, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Scott! What the fuck?
Oh my
Attention.
God.
Attention. This is an emergency announcement issued by Homeland Security.
Holy shit!
The United States is under attack.
Right there, it was really hard for me not to hold in my laugh. It was difficult, but I knew I had to go through it because if I gave it away, I would have blown the whole thing.
North Korea has launched 7 nuclear missiles heading towards New York City.
What the fuck?
Several dirty bombs have been detonated in downtown Manhattan.
You know what? I shouldn't have came here. Shut up!
Do not move.
You can shake it.
The United States is under attack.
Oh my
North
God.
Korea has launched 7 nuclear missiles heading towards New York City.
Oh my God.
Stuff started falling off the shelf and shit. I said, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I said, I'm in the fucking studio, but no king of media is here, you know?
Oh!
He's on the floor. He's on the floor. Wait, don't move. Don't move, they said.
This guy really believed this ridiculous notion that the world was going to end at that moment, and his face said it all. Scott! Scott!
Bang on the door.
Holy shit.
We got no fucking reception.
I got a police scanner. Should I put the police scanner
Yeah.
on? Let me put the police scanner on. I knew I brought this thing.
I can't get through
See,
to my...
Bobo's not so
I
stupid.
have no fucking... I have no reception.
Come on.
When I didn't hear nothing coming over the scan, I got fucking really scared. I go, now they knocked all communications out.
Bobo, you want to help me open this fucking
Yeah.
door? There's enough of that stupid scanner.
All right.
Fucking pull it. Guys. Guys, can you hear me? Open it! Can you guys hear me?
Open the fucking door! Holy shit. It's all fucking magnetic up here, that's why.
Guys! Stop!
Oh my God.
Bobo, hold the door.
Come on.
Count to 3. Hold on. Just get up. 1,
2, 3.
Get the fuck out of here. This way. We're going to get out of the building.
I would think that Bobo would wonder why there's a camera guy just hanging out in the hallway when everyone else just left the building. But it seemed like it didn't really occur to him. So it was good because we were able to get the footage in the hallway that we needed.
Where do we fucking go? What do you mean get out of the building?
He was running in all these different directions, and we're like, you know what? We kind of looked at each other, and we said, hey, let's keep this thing going a little bit.
I can't believe I'm gonna fucking die in the fucking studio that I so much fucking loved. I'm gonna fucking die here.
I really thought something really happened in the city.
We're fucking trapped like rats.
Just sit tight like they said. You just have to wait.
I'm a very sensitive guy, and I was starting to think that it was all gonna go down, and I was gonna lose my family. I was gonna die here in the studio.
My wife is right. She's, oh my God, I should have fucking came here. She told me that. Now they're fucking home and I'm over here. I'm stuck here. And Howard's not even here. To at least fucking die with him.
Dude, that's what you're thinking about right now? I got
No.
3 kids at home. You
I
worried
know.
about Howard not saying goodbye to you, asshole?
When Sal was still trying to sell this thing to Bobo, some of the guys in the studio were clearly getting impatient because I think Patrick actually opened up the door a little bit to see what was going on.
Holy shit. What the fuck is that?
You'd think he'd kind of figure it's a prank or try to ask, hey, why is there a door opening? But it seemed like he didn't really care, so it was very strange at that point.
Holy shit, I'm fucking hyperventilating. You got a fucking paper? I gotta have a paper bag.
You gonna throw up?
No, fucking hyperventilating.
All right, sit down on the couch. We got him a bag to breathe into because he was hyperventilating.
You should.
Whether or not Bobo was really falling for it or whether he was just kind of goofing on us in a way, you know, like he just didn't buy it, really didn't matter. It was still pretty funny regardless, so we had a good time with it anyway.
This is genuine, bro. This really went down to me. In my mind, I thought was really, really happening. Hands down and case closed on that one, man.
You have to punish Bobo for stupidity.
On the streets of Manhattan, and I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end, and I got to look for some takers now. Oh, hello, ma'am. I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end. Did you think the world was going to end?
No, I think we're doing just fine. Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end. Did you think the world was going to end? No? Excuse me, sir. I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end. I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end. Did you think the world was going to end?
No.
No? Not at all?
Nope.
You have no nothing to say about it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Hi, how are you? Oh, you on the phone? Okay, so. Hi, how you doing? Listen, I'm an idiot. I thought the world was going to end. What's your take?
I have no time. Ask her.
Oh, okay, you got to go somewhere? All right. Have a good day. Excuse me, sir. You look like you could talk for a second. No. I'm an idiot, and I thought the world was going to end, but it didn't. I'm here. We're alive. Thank God. Howard Stern Show 2013.
Hey, man, it's not the end of the world. Bobo out.
Hasta la vista.
CEO of Sirius XM Radio Inc. And the reason I'm here is to announce on Howard Stern all the details about our merger. I've always told Howard that before I ever did any press, the first place I would be with Howard Stern. So before I talk to CNBC today, and before I do the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, I'm at the place I should be, which is with Howard Stern.
Mel Karmazin is my hero, as you know. He has done incredible things for my career in radio. He's the guy who hired me in terrestrial radio. And he is the guy who just finished getting this merger put through. There's my hero. Look at him in his suit. I said, there's my hero. You're the hero of the day. You're the winner of the week. Here, Mel. Hi.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
What do I know about radio?
You know it all, evidently. Mel, congratulations on the merger of the new company, Sirius XM. Who came up with that name, Sirius XM?
We hired a team of about 100 people to try to figure out what we should call.
Is that true? Did you hire a lot of people to figure out what to call the new company?
Howard, have I ever hired a lot of people
No,
to do
that's
anything?
true. Now that I think about it, that's completely false. But why not give it the name either Sirius or XM? Although I started thinking about it, it's true. People know the name XM. People know the name Sirius. If you change it to a new name, you have to go out and spend millions of dollars marketing a new company.
Less of a factor than the real reason, which is if you buy a General Motors car,
right,
there's an AM button and an FM button and an XM button.
Right.
And it's in all of those cars today. The last thing we wanted to do was to make those things look obsolete. So somebody's driving in a car and they see this XM button and they say, what does that mean? And the same thing would be true if you have a Mercedes. There's the Sirius dog, as a button. And our goal was to make this as friendly to subscribers as possible. So there was a lot of other names that we could have gone with, but the simplest one and the best one for consumers seemed to be Sirius XM.
All right. Before we get into the particulars, as a personal, I'm interested in the human story here of the merger. What did this do to you as a person when you were waiting 18 months, sitting there and nudging and nagging the United States government, testifying before Congress? And the thing dragged on and on and on. It didn't, I was angry. I was upset for you. I really was. I was incensed because it made me lose belief in the government. The government eventually did the right thing, but at a high cost. I mean, waiting 18 months slows us down. What did that do to you personally?
So I can give you the BS answer, which is it made me a better person. But that's it. No.
Give me the real answer.
The real answer is it really was dreadful. Clearly, there was no reason that this merger should not have been allowed to take place.
Right.
But even if, in fact, somebody thought it shouldn't take place, it's not that complicated. You could have sort of said,
yes or no.
Yes or no. And you could have done that real early.
I spoke to a lawyer who handles these kinds of things. He says, you have no idea how many mergers are approved where there are real questions about whether something's a monopoly. He says, and they're approved almost immediately in terms of compared to the Sirius XM deal. Why was this dragged out so long? Was it me? Did you ever think it might be me?
I thought it might be you all the time.
Right.
In part because of you, satellite radio became so visible.
Right.
And, satellite radio, I mean, think about when you joined the company.
Right.
There were 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Not top of mind in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Certainly a lot of work was done. XM had more subscribers than Sirius did at that time. And but satellite radio wasn't top of mind. Suddenly, after you joined, and after it became such big news that you were coming to satellite radio, anything involving satellite radio then became very big news. So the fact that the announcement was on the front pages of the Wall Street Journal, on the front pages of the New York Times, I had done, my career about over $200 billion worth of mergers and acquisitions.
Right.
This is an unbelievably small deal, an exciting one, and will be a big one, but not a big deal.
And for a small deal, there's an inordinate amount of attention on it.
Far more than we had. This deal took longer to do. We had more congressional hearings. There were more comments made to the government than ExxonMobil combined.
Which is unbelievable when you think about it.
Well, when you consider the impact of that merger and the amount of money it involves, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When I think about this merger and how long it took and what it took, let me tell you something. You got very thin. Did you think this is a result of? Did it wear you down?
I will tell you this. I was on a hunger strike until the FCC. I tried everything to get this deal approved. We made some voluntary commitments. We said we would do things for minority ownership. We said we would do a whole bunch of things, and we still weren't getting it. So I decided that if I stop eating, maybe people will pay.
But has the government overstepped its bounds? In other words, the FCC's mission, my father was talking about this yesterday on the radio, he said the FCC's mission was never to set price controls. Where do you see the government?
Or to tell somebody how to run a business.
I mean, where do you see the government doing that? They don't even tell ExxonMobil how to do this. Why don't they set price controls for gasoline?
So the standard that the FCC has for approving a merger is that the merger is in the public interest. That is a broad standard.
Right.
So the FCC now looks at mergers and says, is this a merger that's in the public interest? They never set price controls. What we voluntarily did
was set price controls.
We said, you know what? We compete with free radio. We don't want to raise our prices. As a matter of fact, if anything, we'd like to lower our prices so that we can get more subscribers. Because you would think that if you charge $14.95 instead of $12.95, you'd have less subscribers. And if you charged less money, you'd have more subscribers.
Right.
So we, in trying to get the FCC to move the process along and approve this merger finally, we said, here's what we're going to do. And we outlined some voluntary commitments that we were prepared to do. The FCC accepted our voluntary commitments and therefore said this merger is in the public interest.
But you had two Democrats on the FCC sitting there and saying, hey, we think there should be price freezes and this kind of stuff. That sounds like communism to me.
There are two members of the FCC, they happen to be Democrats, who are very, by the way, very nice, very smart people, but have never seen a merger in media that they would approve.
Why?
Because they believe, in general, there has been far too much consolidation in the United States in media. There's so few companies, News Corp, Viacom, Disney, these few media companies own all of these assets, and therefore consolidation should never, ever be allowed. It's so bizarre that viewpoint exists. I mean, I'm not...
Because this is capitalism. This is a way of making money. This is a way of a company staying in business. I mean...
But satellite certainly isn't, the free press or the free media.
No, not at all.
But not only all of those things that you guys say, I agree with, but the consumer with the internet and all of this technologies that's out there have never had more choices than ever.
Well, who was against this the most was the NAB. That's regular radio. Terrestrial radio was really against this. And I said, of course they're against this, because guess what? With a stronger satellite as a competitor to them, they're shaking in their boots. They're nervous that we're that good.
And Howard, I think I really do feel that I need to take some time right now to absolutely thank the NAB for their objection to this merger, because when I told the board that we were going to go ahead with this merger, so back in February of 2006, I guess it was,
wow.
7, I guess, I told the board that one of the things that would help our merger would be that if the NAB challenged our merger, and the reason for it would clearly demonstrate we compete with broadcasters.
Right.
We know, we in radio.
So your plan all along was saying, hey, if the NAB challenges it, it shows that we have competition.
There's no, how could there possibly be a monopoly if the broadcasters are fighting it? And they spent so much money, and some of the smart people in Congress and some of the smarter people at the FCC, when they kept talking about, boy, this is going to be a duopoly into a monopoly, the more the NAB said that, the more they sort of laughed and said, come on, why are you here if, in fact, you think that these people shouldn't be allowed to combine?
Do you feel a personal vindication? Did you take this personally, the NAB going after you, everyone after you?
You were a member of that group, weren't you?
That's right. You were a member of that group, and now you've given them the big finger. You won versus the NAB. That's got to feel good. Come on.
I think everybody who works, for the company should feel really good, because what we have accomplished, and hopefully we'll have a couple of seconds to talk about how the company looks today.
Right.
Yes.
I feel really good about it. When I was in terrestrial, old-fashioned radio, I hated satellite radio, okay? It was nowhere near. I mean, if you think about where it was.
Nothing, yeah.
It wasn't
nothing.
there. But you know what? I hated it.
Anything called radio that you had to sit and compete with, why would you like it?
Why would I want somebody, if you're driving in your car, I want you listening to my radio stations.
Course.
I don't want you listening to, an iPod, and I don't want you listening to satellite radio. I don't want you doing anything but listening to my commercials on my radio station.
Absolutely.
So I was against it. I understand why they were against it. Their strategy, wasn't a particular good one to stop it. But even if their strategy were good and they did everything right instead of some of the things they did, the merger should have been allowed to happen anyway.
Did there come a time in the last 18 months that you started to feel the merger would not be approved?
I could tell you, Howard, from the very beginning until we closed the merger 8 o'clock the night before last, I had doubts that the merger would happen throughout that whole process.
So did I. In fact, Robin even said when you kind of announced that the merger, or the FCC announced the merger had been approved, Robin said to me, what are you going to say on the air about it? I said, nothing. I don't even believe it's really happening. I think
Do you believe it now that Mal is here?
Yeah, I do. Now I do believe it. And I see that the stock now is called Sirius XM, and that there's no more XM and no more Sirius. I understand now that it's real.
I sent you, I don't know if you even got a chance to look at it, but I sent you an email on Friday night after the merger was done.
Yes.
And you sent me one back. And then I responded to you because you were saying something like, congratulations. Right. And I said, no.
Right.
Okay, so as of last Friday night, after the FCC approved it, I still had questions. We needed to, XM, I don't want to get, it's not complicated. XM had a bunch of debt. So in this ugly market that exists, on Wall Street and finance, we, in the last week, had to raise $1.25 billion.
Oh.
Wow. So unless we raised that $1.25 billion, we couldn't close the merger.
It was still common question.
How do you raise that kind of money? Where do you go?
You go to large institutions and hedge funds and investors, and you tell them that we wanted to raise $400 million of debt. It turned out we raised $700 million, and then we needed to sell some equity, and that was very ugly because the market was terrible, and I hated the thought of selling stock at the price that it was at.
Right.
But the merger was so important because the efficiencies of the merger, the combination.
Where did you learn all of this? I mean, you used to be a salesman.
He knew
You
nothing.
taught me this.
I mean, when did you learn all this? I mean,
you don't know
started
these
out as a
things.
radio salesman. All of a sudden, I hear you
didn't
talking
go to
like
business school, did you?
I mean, what's going on? Are you taking night classes?
So,
I mean, what did you do?
He got another degree.
All right, let me
I
ask you
barely.
this.
I don't think there was a business school that would accept me.
You sure you know what's going on? No, I mean, really. I mean, these
He
are.
sounds sophisticated.
This is a lot of stuff going on, raising these monies and figuring out how to do all this. But okay,
Sounds
here's
like a
the
lot
bottom
of
line.
stress.
Here's the real human question. If the merger had not gone through, let's paint a different scenario. You had failed. In other words, you weren't able to achieve this. Would you have left this company?
No.
You would not.
I think that would have motivated me more because there was a question in some people's minds whether or not if the merger didn't happen, would Sirius be able to survive?
Yes.
Right.
So clearly, and the answer is absolutely. I mean,
Right.
who knows, right? I mean, but I truly believe that, if you hooked me up to that lie detector test and asked me if in fact the merger did not happen, would Sirius survive? The answer would be yes.
Would
So,
XM have died?
they say not. I didn't have enough information about XM, but the CEO of XM said the same thing. I will tell you, had the merger not happened, I would have done everything possible to make that happen.
Right. To make sure they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that would have been my
That's the
goal.
plan. That's the secondary
what I always
backup
said,
plan.
That there was going to be only one company anyway.
So you would not have been defeated. You would not have said, that's it, I can't do this anymore. You would have stayed with the company and you would have said, I'll grow Sirius and let XM do whatever XM does, and we will see who the better company will win.
The second part was true. I'm not sure the first part. I would have felt defeated. I mean, I would have
Right.
felt that, I tried something, spent an awful lot of money to try to get this merger done, spent a lot of our time, put our company, in essence, in limbo. The
Yes.
stock was in
Right.
limbo for this
Right.
period of time. It wasn't a bet the ranch kind of a situation where the company would have failed. But, I mean, shame on me if, in fact, the merger didn't happen because I put a lot of resources to make it happen.
Things were stalled out by waiting 18 months. In other words,
Were
you
there
couldn't even
ever-
advertise as much. You couldn't sit there and go, gee, I got to make my business plan. Don't you think even the consumers were confused and saying, I don't know which one to get now?
That last one is the most significant impact. What has happened at retail. So, people still bought the car, and when satellite radio came in the car, they were thrilled with it.
Right.
But the large number of people who want to go to Best Buy or Circuit City and say, I want satellite radio, would go into the store, should I buy it now? Which one should I buy? Are these radios going to work after the merger? There was so much confusion in the marketplace. If you think about it, it's almost like the high definition DVDs.
Right.
There was Blu-ray, and then there was HD DVD.
And until it got all sorted out, you didn't know what the hell to do.
So no one bought anything.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened
So,
during this merger.
okay.
Was there
If
ever
I'm-
any pressure from the board? When is this going to happen? Because this is, they're looking at you. You say, let's go do this. And now it's taken 18 months or whatever it's taken. And we're sitting around doing nothing.
So all of the board members were there before I got there. So this is not Mel's board.
Right.
They were phenomenal. I mean, there was not one hiccup. There was not 1 minute of throughout this whole process and everything that needed to be done, they were 100% supportive, and I really appreciated that.
And what about on a personal level? Your beautiful wife, Terry, who I adore, did she, when the word came that the merger had been approved, was there lovemaking involved? Was there a celebration? Did she put on an outfit? I mean,
do
what did she
something
do?
special?
She's got to do something good for you. What happened?
I must
Take
tell
us
you,
through every detail.
I must tell you.
Yes.
The beautiful Terry
Yes.
has always been there for me and has
Absolutely.
done everything.
But this is special.
I think as soon as the merger was announced, and I got home and that I woke her up and I said, Tara, the merger was just approved. She said, Mel, could you take the dog out for a walk?
Is that what happened?
So that's what happened. So that's
And on another personal level, why is Tim Sabian so heavy now? What's going on with his weight?
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's getting big.
Well, you went on a hunger strike.
He
Tim
ate.
went on an eating
This has been
strike.
very stressful graceful.
We
for
all
him.
express our frustration in different ways.
That's right. So you tell me Terry did nothing special for you after the merger was approved.
What about the dog? You took the dog.
I took the dog for a walk. I did pick up after the dog. So I still know what my role in life is.
When did you become such a dog person? That's the other thing. I mean, what is this with this dog? What happened to you?
Do you really want to hear this?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
what
really
happened
good.
to you?
So when I married Terry had always been a dog person. I never had a dog.
You don't like anything but radio.
Why?
Right.
What do I want a dog for?
Right.
Terry wanted a dog more than I didn't want a dog.
Right.
We adopted a dog at a shelter. So we adopt a border collie, 4 years old, named Angel. I can't believe how stupid I was for all of these years in not having a dog.
You love dogs.
I have become addicted.
What is it about the dog?
One of my favorite charities are things related to dogs and animals. I can't tell you it's the fact that when I come home at night, the dog licks my face, because Terry used to do that. Okay?
I don't see her doing that anymore.
No more.
Maybe
no
when
more.
you know.
I just love the dog. I mean,
You
dog
love that
sleeps
dog.
in our bed. I mean, absolutely, totally addicted to it.
And would you say the dog likes you better than Terry?
Terry thinks that. Okay.
Really, it's that good.
Yeah, but the
because
dog-
I know my dog likes Beth better than me.
Terry spends an awful lot of time, with the dog.
Right.
But I truly believe that, if there's any listeners, I mean, I hear snoring. I mean,
No,
the dog-
how do you win the dog over in a sense to make it like you the best?
If
Because
you're not the one spending all the time.
When Terry's not around, I
Yeah.
talk to the dog and tell the dog all the bad things about Terry.
and the dog seems to
And
understand.
the dog gets it.
And so now let's look at the future of satellite radio. Okay, where are we at? Because people
What
do
is
have
this
questions.
company now?
Okay.
All right.
Great.
What are we doing?
So let me tell you where we are today,
All right.
because a lot of people have perceptions of satellite radio, small company, things like that. If you today just add XM and Sirius together, so this is where we are today.
Today.
We are the second largest radio company in the world.
Woo!
Our revenue is $2.2 billion.
Wow.
The only radio company today that has more revenue than we do is Clear Channel.
Right.
And we're growing rapidly, and they are not. So we will become, in my opinion, the largest radio company in the world.
I always
in
said
a
it.
very short period of time.
That makes them mental.
We have today over 18 million subscribers.
That's something.
The only
Well, how
company,
many people can hear us now, though?
the only company that has more subscribers is Comcast.
Wow.
We have more
Cable?
right.
Wow.
We have more subscribers than DirecTV, more than EchoStar, more than Cablevision. So Comcast has 24 million subscribers. Sirius XM has almost 19
Wow.
million subscribers.
That's impressive.
So I think the main issue of the merger, because I think the rap today on satellite radio is no longer, will satellites work? Well, we know they work. Will we be able to attract content? You're the poster child that we can attract content. Will people pay for radio? Almost 19 million people today are paying for radio.
And enjoying it.
And loving it.
Yeah.
And the satisfaction level is phenomenal. The question is, will satellite radio make money? Because it's been around a long time, and company at some point has to make money.
Right.
This merger, in essence, creates such efficiencies, because we were duplicating a lot of things together. They were advertising, we were advertising, they had call centers, we had call centers, right?
All that costs money.
All of that stuff now enables us to make money. So the question now really that's left is how much money we're going to make.
Not if.
Not if we're going to be able to make money.
I like
and
this.
it's so exciting.
good.
And, I can't tell you that, do we have
Shall we
competitors?
dance?
Shouldn't Robin get topless?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Hey, now.
I mean, really.
You never have said that in all of these
If
years.
you ever
How
need a
dare you?
reason, you've lost your mind.
Très joli, Robin. So, there's a tremendous amount of competitors out there. Obviously, when audio entertainment, is big, there's a lot of ways you can get content. There are going to be more ways you're going to get content in the future. But I can't come up with a better way, than our way. Because when you think of audio entertainment, you think of out of home, because in home, though obviously a lot of people listen to audio content, you still got television and internet and stuff like that.
Got even more competition.
You got even more. So the place that was always, the holy grail was in the car.
Right.
And we have deals with every single car company.
That's terrific. That is so great. I mean, that's true, because now that we're the combined company, we can do.
Under the
so,
same
in answer to Robin's question,
yes.
in answer to Robin's question about when we could be heard, so the deal closed at 8:00 on Monday night. I spent yesterday at XM in Washington. I'll be back at XM tomorrow.
Right.
And one of the things that we've already worked on at Sirius, and that XM has also been working on, is when our call centers, when you call up, will be in a position, and our IT will be in a position to offer the best product on each other's service. So as an example, we're anxious to have your show on XM receivers.
Me too.
All of the receivers that are out there today will be able to get it. So the existing, 9 million XM subscribers will be able to get it. And in early fall, we're thinking September, but it may slip to October.
Right.
But the hope is in September, your show and some other serious content will be extended and offered to XM subscribers if they want to receive it.
So if I'm an XM subscriber right now or a Sirius subscriber, I still get the same services I get.
Nothing changes.
And then I can add to that.
Yes. You'll be able to, and the price that we announced to the FCC that we've committed to is for $4 a month. Right, for $4 additional to the $12.95, if you're an XM subscriber, you'll be able to get the Howard Stern Show and various other content that we will disclose as well. If you're a Sirius content and you want to get some of XM's content, you'll be able to do that as well. If you don't want to do it,
you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. You keep everything just the way it is. If you want to do it, that'll be an opportunity.
So you always get everything you always got anyway.
There's no disadvantage of the merger. As a matter of fact, there's an advantage of the merger, because though we have never raised our price.
Right.
I mean, Sirius was $12.95 from the time we got our first subscriber to today. One of the advantages is that we have said for the next 3 years, we're not going to raise our price.
Right.
So the only increase will be some copyright royalty, which will be a very insignificant amount in years 2 and 3 of the merger. So, the good news for Sirius is that, we're committed to the price. They keep the same content, and there's some upside.
Gary, what do you say?
Here's a question I get from a lot of people, big sports fans, right? So I'm a Sirius subscriber. I want to get baseball. How, will I be able to get baseball before the end of the season?
So we have not announced any of the specific content that we're going to be offering. But if you're a Sirius subscriber and you want baseball, then, and you'd expect I would say this, then for an additional $12.95, you can buy an XM radio, and you can then make sure you can get everything.
You can hear it before the end of the season.
So it's, what I understand is, so far, this is so new. We don't even know how things will shake out really in the future when it comes to technology too, right? Because like some guy called up and he says, well, I've got a lifetime subscription, Sirius lifetime subscription. Does that get affected?
No.
He asked me. It doesn't, right? It's you have the same equipment.
If
and
you
the
keep
same
that
service.
radio, that radio we've said will never be obsolete.
Right.
Will not ever be obsolete. And you can understand why it'll never be obsolete, because if you bought a car and the satellite radio is in the car, we need to provide service to that satellite radio for as long as that car is ever on the road.
That's right. So it will not be obsolete.
So we will not make the radio obsolete. If you have a lifetime subscription, what you should do is extend your lifetime subscription for a second lifetime.
Has this whole experience made you sour on government? Honest, be honest.
Yeah,
it
it absolutely is. The
Yeah.
process, has just been grueling. The fact that you have congressmen, and I understand this. I mean, I've done this for a fairly long time. That they will write a letter because a local broadcaster in their market, has asked them to write it. And the argument is, gee, I am helping a constituent, or I am helping a contributor.
Right.
So when you take a look at everything that's going on in this country, housing issues, gasoline prices, jobs, and you see the people who have worked to try to stop this merger, it has to make you frustrated. You know.
And what is the system now? If I hire lobbyists and I pay millions of dollars, I can slow down or possibly stop the process of a merger. So everyone is on the take. Not everyone, but some people really are promised money for their votes.
Well, I don't think it's that. Okay, I mean, I mean, I understand how you get there with that, but I think that what is happening is that you have these congressmen and senators who want to get reelected. In order to get reelected, it costs a lot of money to run television advertising. So they are constantly, probably, if you're a senator for 6 years, you spend about 2.5 to 3 years of that fundraising.
Wow.
The amount of time that you spend fundraising. So they are very concerned of making sure that they are representing their constituents. So, the argument...
So anybody with a little, stone in their shoe.
So our enemies, the
basically
NAB.
stop government from working.
So our enemies, the NAB, go out and they hire lobbyists and they hire people with influence to sit down with these senators and congressmen and such and sit down and work them, so to speak. They put up a lot of money to stop this merger from happening. And they were successful in a sense. They were able to slow the process down. They were able to get people to drag their feet, right?
But essentially, that's what the FCC was responding to when they would take a letter from one person in Florida and say, you know what, we have to investigate how it's done.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think this merger, took a long time because there was such a controversy for whatever reason.
Right.
Some of the things, and it wasn't so much the government, some of the proposals that were made were outrageous because people game now the process because they know what you need to do. So they now know you need to get 3 out of the 5 votes. I was hoping to get 5-0, but winning 3-2 is the same as winning 5-0.
You won.
People put all kinds of things out there. So as an example, it was proposed that we be required in every radio we make to put in a competitor's radio.
Right.
So, and by the way, that we have to pay for putting in that competitor's radio. And I'm trying to think, this is America. How could somebody say that I have to put in, or we have to put in to our radios competitors' products?
Yeah, wouldn't you love if terrestrial radio had to build in our receivers?
And I asked that question.
Right.
And silence.
Yeah.
Then we had some people who are experienced in the FCC process and knowing this public interest standard is vague and said, we think you ought to give us 25% of your spectrum.
Right.
And we said, excuse me? Give you? So our shareholders are now expected to, as a gift to you, because it is in the public interest. I said, I didn't see Clear Channel when they created this large competitive company to us, sitting there giving up any stations. So
yeah, why don't they donate a few stations to the public interest?
That's what I thought. I mean, at this point, there's
it's sickening,
they're
isn't
pretty
it?
big, yeah.
So,
those would have all been deal breakers, I assume.
And we wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
As much as I wanted to do this merger, I needed to make sure that we were going to do the merger and we were going to be able to win after the merger. Because as I told you, we were going to win before the merger.
Right, you didn't want to be disadvantaged.
Yeah, to go backwards. I mean, so for the purpose of ego, right, to just sit there and say, we got a merger done, hooray, hooray, I'm moving on.
Right.
That isn't the case, right? I'm here, and I'm going to stay here, and I wanted to get a merger done because the merger will make the company better than if it was...
Was this the toughest thing you ever had to do in your career? Honestly.
By far.
That's it.
As silly as that
Even getting
sounds.
CBS and Viacom.
Well, I mean, I must. I did have one dinner with some of the Redstone. I think that was worse. But
that was tough.
Other than that one dinner,
but this was hard.
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my career, and it never should have been because it should have been
easy.
A piece of cake. You had 2 struggling companies, never made a dime. Either one never made a dime. Combined, we still have all terrestrial radio to compete with. And
why did it take the Department of Justice so long to decide?
Because they had gotten such concerns, and there was a belief. So, remember, EchoStar and DirecTV, got turned down. So people said, well, gee, there's 2 satellite television companies, and they want to become one.
In other words, they heard the word satellite, and they don't really have all that wherewithal, and they can't figure out that...
Yeah, maybe no satellite should ever merge.
Well, here's what they said. They said there are 2 satellite radio companies. Mr. Karmazin, would you believe that there are 2 satellite radio companies in the United States today?
Right.
Yes, sir. And after the merger, there's going to be 1 satellite radio
That's
company.
right.
So this is a 2 to 1. This is a duopoly to become a monopoly. And the answer is, yes, there are 2 satellite radio companies, but forget that it's called satellite radio. We compete with iPods. We compete with other technology. We're part of a bigger market. So it took the Justice Department, which was a very unpolitical process, by the way, a long time, because they went to auto partners. They went to content. They did their research. Howard, I don't know if they spoke to you. I know they spoke with your agent, and they spent a good amount of time to say, is this going to be a monopoly? And the answer would be, so as an example, when it came to Howard, the sense was, Howard, you had 2 satellite radio companies interested in you before you came here.
Right.
Now, if the merger happens, there's only going to be 1 satellite radio company. Aren't you sitting there concerned about that? And your agent or you, whoever spoke to him, would say, I came from terrestrial radio.
Right.
There's competition. By the way, if I decide when my contract is up, and you better decide when your contract's up to stay, but if I decide on my contract is up that I want to go somewhere else, there's plenty of places
to go.
To go.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Happily have you.
And the fact of the matter is that I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't go back to terrestrial radio under any circumstance.
Why would you? I mean,
but you had the choice. But you
always had the choice.
They had negotiating move.
Let me tell you something.
Creative freedom.
Here's what I said. I said you run the risk of having no satellite company to go to.
Right.
If you don't see this merger.
And then you're stuck with only terrestrial radio.
I had a bunch of radio guys say to me, this isn't good for me. I'm talking about announcers who call me and who are friendly with me and say, this isn't good for me because I used to be able to go to XM, then I could go to Sirius, and I could go. I said, you're wrong. I said, if this deal doesn't go through, you might not even have a satellite company to go to
There'll be no
sit there.
option,
I said, this is going to make them stronger. They're going to be able to hire better talent. They're going to be able to compete.
Pay you.
Yeah,
and the other thing is, it's stupid to have 2. It's like you don't have a separate AM radio, and then you got to buy a separate FM radio.
You have them combined.
You have them combined.
Right. No, it made no sense.
Hey, Howard.
Well, congratulations. Yes,
Can I
Artie.
just say, hey, Mel, one of the greatest things about this for you has got to be, predicting to the board that, the NAB, if they come out against this, obviously that's great for us. And they actually took that bait. That happened. But if you were still on the NAB, don't you think you would have been crowing like, guys, we can't come out against this? And don't you?
Would you have fought if you? That's a good question, Artie's asking.
Here's what I would have done.
I mean, do you think there's anybody smart enough there to have figured that out and was crowing about it?
I mean, they spent millions of dollars fighting this.
Right.
Here's what they should have done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to know
the
what
local
you think.
broadcasters have accepted that there's cable television.
Right.
Today, you don't hear television saying, let's get rid of HBO. We don't want there to be an ESPN.
Yeah.
You sit there and coexist. There's a role for local broadcasters, and a very important role. I mean, we're not going to do what local broadcasters do. We're not going to cover the local school closings, and we're not going to deal with some of the local community stuff.
Right.
So there's a role. Just like AM radio has been around for over 80 years today.
Right. They didn't go away.
And radio will still be away. What they should have said is, what are you really concerned about? Okay, are you concerned about local advertising? Of course, that's your bread and butter. So if they would have spoken to me and said, you know what, is there something we can do that would maybe you can agree to not do local advertising, or you would not do some of the concern, then, by the way, the radio industry would embrace satellite and say, you know what, we're part of the radio industry, and the radio industry now would be perceived of, in part because of satellite radio being so strong, as not as dead in the water.
Right.
Maybe more exciting.
So they should have said, hey, we're going to embrace this. The radio business will be a bigger, better business. And by the way, we're still going to get most of the advertising because it's mostly local advertising, and their business is more subscription.
You really think you would have been that way?
I don't think
because you're the guy who would have hated.
Right. At this point,
I don't buy that.
What did I want them to do? I wanted the government to shut down some of these terrestrial radio stations.
Well, I'm for that, and I would vote for that. I'd vote for any candidate who could do that.
By the way, Mel has been all over the news because of the Janet Jackson thing, and there you were right again.
Once again, I must tell you, I did feel a whole lot better about getting the merger approved than winning the Janet Jackson case.
You bet. No, it's a great
just
day.
That I remembered you were because they kept showing your face at those congressional hearings as well.
I've had my share of congressional hearings. These were the most grueling.
What is it, Gary?
A lot of people in the office have this question: whose idea was the merger? Like, where did it start? Was it your idea?
Yeah, I mean, I must and take the responsibility for it as well. So before I joined the company, one of the board members, Leon Black. So before I joined the company, one of the thoughts that I had was, what about combining these two companies? And I had originally heard that idea when I was working at Viacom from Mike Milken, a well-known financier, and Larry Tisch, who I knew well. He's passed away. They wanted me to leave Viacom and to join. This is before you did it, and it wouldn't have been a success because of what you did to satellite radio. That they wanted me to join the company for the purpose of putting it together. So before I joined the company, I spent a good amount of time trying to understand what has been going on and have been working on it for that long. And as we disclosed earlier, I went after XM and tried to get them. They wouldn't consider it, and convince them after a long period of time. But, you know, I mean, the final piece, just to see where it is, when you got here, we talked about there was 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Today, almost 20 million subscribers.
That's amazing.
When you got here in 2000, when you announced, so it was before you even got here, the revenue was $67 million. Sirius's total sales, $67 million. And today, as I said, $2.2 billion.
Wow. A lot of growth. That is really fantastic. And I believe there's a great future ahead for satellite radio. More than anyone predicts, and I am pretty good with radio stuff.
Well, you know what? I was asking the other day, you know, Tim Sabian once told us about the rate of sales of satellite radio. And is the growth still that...
Well, people, you know, car companies are slowing down, but they're still selling a lot of cars, and satellite radio is going there. And I think that once the confusion of the merger is out of the place, I think that aftermarket, I think these better products, you know, that we'll be able to create where you can get the Howard Stern on XM, I think that's going to help. I think the churn, you know, where people disconnect will go down because the product will be better. So, I mean, I think that there's a lot of good things, a lot of
You did
risks,
a fabulous job. You should be congratulated and really proud of yourself.
Well,
I mean,
that's
it's a tremendous accomplishment.
advertising campaign. Howard Stern on XM.
And the whole team, by the way, there was just a tremendous
There's
team.
an amazing group of people who really hung in there, and this is tough. And I mean, I felt for Mel going down there and testifying over and over again. I knew it was a bunch of bullshit.
That was the problem, yeah.
Dominic, you're on the air. Go ahead, Dominic.
Congratulations, Mel.
Thanks, Dominic.
Politically, I think that this is like the internet. It scares the hell out of the political parties how powerful this really is. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, I will tell you that I had a very influential senator that met with me privately who said that I am willing to support this merger if you are willing to conform to terrestrial radio's rules on indecency.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know my answer on that,
right?
So what they are deal breakers, you know, in my opinion, I don't believe that we do anything indecent at all. I think we do funny and stuff like that. So, and this Janet Jackson thing, you know, everybody thought,
Can you imagine
God.
in a private pay service? I mean, it's the same as a book or a magazine or anything that you cable. I mean,
that you choose to pick
why would a
up,
guy care about that? No. This is certainly a closed system.
And that's my argument. And my argument is that why is it that you want all media to just be acceptable to kids, that adults don't have any rights to have content that they may like? So everything has to be at the lowest common denominator where it has to be acceptable to children because, oh my God, imagine if a child heard, you know, the word penis or something.
And here we finally have a system that takes care of that.
Yeah.
It's a pay service.
Yeah,
no one has to have this in their home.
And what an archaic way of thinking. In 2008, like 40 years after Lenny Bruce and 25 years after Howard got started, to think, I mean, it's not like we're murdering people here in decency. It's just adult
Hey, by the way,
entertainment. It's like the difference between Chris Rock on HBO or Chris Rock hosting the Oscars. What's funnier?
Maybe the most important question in all this is, how does all of this affect Cousin Brucey? What's going to happen with him?
So Cousin Brucey will have a bigger platform for people to be able to hear his extraordinary shows. And I've been a Cousin Brucey fan since growing up.
A part of the package that you can get.
Well, we haven't had a lot of discussions on it, but I can't imagine why XM subscribers would not want to hear Cousin Brucey.
Are you saying? Are you saying the XM subscribers represent more cousins? That's right.
It's a bigger family.
And the
XMers,
the XMers are officially cousins now, is what you're saying.
We are now together. I am, as of yesterday, I had a town hall there. I'm going to have one here today at 10:30 in New York.
Have you spoken with Oprah?
I have not spoken to Oprah, but Oprah had sent regards. I love Oprah, and I've not seen her in ages. But
does Oprah want to meet with me now that we're on the same thing?
Let me write that down. When I do speak to Oprah, I will ask her.
Somebody told me there was going to be a joint press conference.
You know what would be great? I said that, and somebody picked up on it and said they couldn't wait for the joint press conference.
One of the bad about the internet, right? I mean, the internet's phenomenal, right? Is that all over the internet was people are asking now, when is the Howard Stern Oprah press conference?
I know. And you want to know something? What a great promotion that would be.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine?
And it's only available on satellite.
I am volunteering for this right now.
Mel, if Howard decides to stay, and you said, I think, $2 billion in sales now, by then it'll probably be $5 billion. Will you have to give Howard the entire county of Staten Island?
Well, no. I would
Mel
say,
would never give me the entire county of Staten Island.
So here's the negotiation with Howard.
Yes.
What are you, crazy? We have a monopoly.
Where are you going to go? You've ruined your reputation with terrestrial radio. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah, Howard,
the man always gets me in the end.
Back in 85?
I got to tell you, I've been through a lot of negotiations with Mel. It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
I will put this offer on the table, okay, because of this monopoly we now have. I will give you what we gave you in 85.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Mel. As a matter of fact, there was one time I was going through a negotiation with Mel when we were at K-Rock, and I turned to Mel, and this is just how stupid I am. I said, Mel, you should treat me like you would treat your own son. And Mel looked at me like I'm out of my fucking mind. Because I'm not his son.
Right.
And this is how I view the world. And when I went to a psychiatrist, it was one of the first things they ever brought up. And the psychiatrist looked at me and said, you're going to need a lot of psychiatry. He goes, the guy's not your father. He said, you end up thinking everyone's going to be your father and take care of you.
You are so bizarre because my son says to me, why can't you treat me like you treat Howard? Give me that kind of money.
I got to talk to that guy. What is that, Dominic?
Don Buchwald, the greatest Asian in the world, will only want you to be treated as well as Mel's dog.
Well, thank you, Dominic. That's very true. Well, Mel, this is a great day.
The one thing, it is on everybody's mind, though, is will all of the programming one day be the same, or will there always be two separate sets of programming?
So there's probably a closer situation. So, logically, if they have a country music channel that might be better than our country music channel, we'd want to give our subscribers the best.
Right.
So there probably will be a morphing to try to give both services the best service, but there will always be the two services because of what I mentioned to you about the cars. Our satellites can't go to the XM radios and XM satellites. So we're going to have to continue to operate, two separate operations. We're going to continue to have...
But don't you think eventually you'll be able to build a radio that can receive Sirius and XM?
Yeah, we have that radio, and we'll have that in the market soon. But that is still going to require that there be these General Motors radios that are in the car. So it's for at least 10-12 more years, there's for sure going to be the two services. Closer together maybe on programming, but two distinct services. Wow. Longer term, I think it's 2015 or 2018, we can launch new satellites. And then when we launch new satellites, then it will be able to get to both radios, and then we could. But that's a long way.
That's a long way off. That's great.
In the meantime, I have things to do to make this work. So the easy part, believe it or not, I've been telling people, the easy part is over because doing the deal is supposed to be easy. Now you got to make it work.
And what about Riley Martin? How will this affect him?
Have you negotiated with him?
One of the thoughts coming in here was whether or not I should tell the truth about the revenue of the company.
Right.
Because I knew the impact would be on Riley Martin.
When Riley hears you're making $262 billion, it's going to drive him absolutely insane. In fact, I'll play you later in the show, not while Mel is here. Riley did call.
Oh, yeah?
Riley on his show said, I will play you tape, he's very upset that Mel didn't mention him at the press conference.
You're kidding.
That's right. Wow. And he's not kidding. He's
well,
not kidding. Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead. What do you want to say to Mel real quick?
I want to congratulate you, Mel, for all your hard work, for all of us, for Howard, for everybody. And Mel, if it's too personal, who are you voting for, Mel? Because whoever you're voting for, I'm voting for.
Yeah, it's. I thought I knew who I was going to vote for, and I was hoping throughout this process, I was going to see a distinction, from Republicans and a distinction from Democrats, and knowing how important to my life business is, that one of the issues that would have influenced my voting would have been, on, what is necessary, what is better for our shareholders. And that's because, a lot of the contributions that I make to political parties comes because I make money here.
Right.
And but I'm not clear. I know Senator McCain fairly well, and I have really been a fan of his for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've not met Senator Obama. So, at this point, I haven't made any decision.
Up for grabs. You don't know yet.
I could.
Are you waiting for the debate?
I think I'm waiting till I probably close that curtain.
So this FCC process, you were hoping that maybe you'd have some clarity about how you felt about either party, but you're saying I would think you would have favored the Republicans in this because at least they approved the merger on the FCC.
I absolutely do. The vote was 3-2, and the 3 votes who approved it were Republicans, and that says an awful lot to me. So,
and Mel, if you need me to advertise for you, absolutely for free, I will pound the pavement for Sirius XM because I am a huge fan and a supporter of having what I like. This is my indulgence in life, and I truly believe in.
All right, I have a headache.
Marianne, we need more people like you who are willing to do things for free.
Right. Yeah. That's
go ahead,
Mel's
Marianne.
real push now. He wants to get as much as possible for free.
Yeah. Do whatever you got to do, Marianne. You have permission.
I see Ralph's on the phone and wants to tell Mel what he needs to do now as the head of Sirius XM. Are you interested in Ralph's input at all? Do you think that's relevant?
I feel the same about Ralph's input as I always have.
You're right. Okay, good. Ralph, go ahead.
What should he wear at the press conference,
Mel's
Ralph?
So good. Hey, Mel really is in another world when he's waiting to talk to the candidates to decide who he's going to vote for.
Right. He's really risen. I knew him when he had no access. Now all of a sudden he's hanging out with.
I love that.
Yes.
All right, Mel, there's 2 problems here, and take this seriously. First of all, my friend went to buy 2 different cars, a Hummer and a BMW. When he got the Hummer, they didn't even tell him that he had XM in it. He had to read the owner's manual. The BMW, he got the BMW. He ordered it. He gets the BMW. He goes, well, where's the Sirius? He goes, oh, you wanted that? You needed to order it. You should have asked us, and it's going to cost you $500 now. So these car companies got to get on board, first of all.
Right.
Ralph, I think for the first time I'm going to say, you've raised a good point, and I think the good news is it just shows you how successful satellite radio has been, and there's still so much work that has to be done to really execute perfectly. And a lot of the stuff is beyond our hands. When you go to Best Buy or one of the retail stores, they have a fair turnover of salespeople, and you ask them a question, which service has Howard Stern? And I do that all the time, just go in as a customer. It's amazing how frequently they don't get it right.
Yeah, they'll say XM, and they don't get it. And Ralph is right; it's true. And everyone I meet, but everyone I meet has an idea on how to improve satellite radio and improve sales and this and that. The other thing, there is and Mel's right. There's a tremendous amount of work to be done. I mean, how do you get a guy who works at a car dealership to understand that? Hey. Customer walks in.
About it, yeah.
Do you want satellite radio? This is a feature that we offer. This is that. I mean, how do you do that?
I bought a car the other day. I work in satellite radio. They know I work in satellite radio. They forgot to put the satellite in the car.
It's ridiculous.
I bought a car just honestly for the purpose, okay, of I didn't have a satellite radio in one of my cars, so I figured I need to have it in all my cars, so I bought a car just to go through the experience.
Process, yeah.
Right. It is frustrating because they want to sell cars.
Right. They're not
So,
looking to sell
when they
radios.
think that the car is 30,000, it's 40,000, it's 100,000, they're not focused on this low-priced item. So we have some programs. We're going to work on it. We'll get better as time goes on, but it's a real issue.
Ralph,
the other problem, Mel, is this equipment. You should be able to go in a store and buy one fucking thing instead of jumping through hoops. I got to buy a car kit. I got to buy a home dock. I got to port this. It should be simple. And then they don't have the car kit in stock. It's so frustrating. And that's if you can get this stuff sometimes.
Ralph, now that the merge is done, and now I don't have to testify for hearings, I will work in my basement on getting these radios.
Well, I've actually been doing that.
Would you consider using Ralph as a consultant in any of this? Is there any value in his opinions?
My microphones, I can't.
You can't
my
hear.
headset's not working.
His headset doesn't work. All right, thank you, Ralph. Well, there it is. I'll tell you what we should do, and I'm gonna make this offer to you, Mel. In order to get these car dealers up to speed and make it important to them to sell these satellite radios, if I can convince Gina Lynn, the porn star, to date the car dealer that sells the most satellite radios and have full-blown out sex with her.
Let me tell you, you've got the constituency that would be most,
wouldn't
interested.
that work?
Based on the car dealers that I know, that could work, but I can't be involved.
You can't be involved.
Can't go out and sell that.
I mean, isn't that really where it's at?
I think
Sex and
they
money?
usually use money as an incentive.
I think that's it. Listen, Mel, I've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah, get to work.
I need to deal with the stock. I mean, that's the
now
issue
you need
now.
to deal with the stock. I think people are impressed with what you have done. I know I am.
Thank you.
I am special, but this seems to make you even more special, which is terrific. I am very grateful that you did this because I'm going to tell you, I could never have predicted that 2.5 years ago when I signed up with the company, actually 3.5 years I signed, I said satellite radio will be big. And I really felt that it would take off, and I think it is the future of radio. But I never would have thought in 2.5 years the companies would merge.
And by the way, in my opinion, and I'm not blowing smoke, but for you, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Because I think the only way it happened was that Sirius became a good competitor to XM because XM was bigger. And had Sirius not been equal to XM, we could not have gotten that done.
Will we go down in history together, Mel, you and I, for some of the accomplishments we've had? Now, I'm going back to the terrestrial radio days. It seems every time that we've gotten together, huge successes have happened. True or false?
You will go down in history.
What about you?
I'll be happy to be a footnote.
You will only be a footnote?
Footnote.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, too.
I would prefer to go down in history and have you be a footnote. No, but seriously, what a great partnership this has been. It's
been great.
Honestly, I mean, you're really a terrific guy, and you've done some terrific
things.
things.
Howard, sometimes that the other people you've worked for in the past who only tried to hold you back and
They're assholes.
control you. That's what they decided to do with their time.
Well, in the history of
Instead
Howard's-
building a company,
Yes.
they tried to spend their time controlling
Mel is the
you.
only guy I worked for who actually said to me, "You're an asset. I can sell your show." He's the only one who could sell it.
Mhm.
He was the only one who fought for me. Honestly, I've worked for a ton of people. They were all jack-offs. I've said this on the air before, and you'll hear me say it in the History of Howard Stern Part 2, which is a big special coming up. I talk extensively about Mel being the key person in my career. You can't have my kind of career if you don't have somebody backing you up.
Right. But
And
for-
Mel
for
always
full-
backed me up.
For full disclosure, in the History of Howard Stern Part 2, which I was interviewed for, I tell the story about how you wanted to be syndicated into more markets than I wanted to do it.
That's true.
And you and Don convinced me to do it against my better judgment at that time. So
I talk
in
about
fairness,
stuff like that, but the bottom line is we always figured stuff out together and moved forward and moved
And my
ahead.
point is, you were always Howard. These so-called business people who were the general managers of the stations before never understood what they had in their hands. And I wonder if they now sit around kicking themselves because you passed through their fingers.
Oh, yeah, you've been great for me. I mean, and I tell everyone, and I say it, and I don't want to get into a love fest, but the fact of the matter is you're terrific. Congratulations. And I'm going to tell you something about me. I am so fired up now because these scumbags at terrestrial radio, they haven't suffered enough yet. They sat and fought against this thing. Now you've got
Now
real
you're pissed
competition.
even more. You're even
I
more
am
pissed.
so pissed off now. I wasn't pissed off. They had a sleeping lion. I was fat and full. But I'm going to tell you something. I got an enemy now.
Now you got a fire in your
this
belly.
terrestrial radio deserves to compete now. Now, because they have a strong satellite competitor, they're going to have to sit there and figure out how to make their product better. You see, this is the
Oh, that
point.
is,
Now there's competition.
ridiculous.
Now there is real competition. You're going to have to figure out how to beat us and make your programming better than ours. And I got to tell you something. You are in big trouble.
Don't have a lot of faith that you can
We
do that.
are fired up. I'm fired. I don't know about anybody else. I'm fired up. What? Oh.
Well, you know what, really, Howard? I mean, really, when you think about it, he's right. You came into a company, you signed on, it had 650,000 subscribers.
Was that Mel roaring in the background?
That was Mel.
I heard
Mel
him.
is a
It was Mel.
big
He's going
one.
wild. He loves when I get fired up. Listen
But
to him.
listen to this. And when you signed on, that was the big question. Will he even make a difference? Will he have any impact at all?
There'll be a difference. You wait and see. You wait and see who wins.
In my opinion, the untold story when this merger is done is the impact that you had on getting this done.
And 50 years from now.
Did you take
And
a
can
meeting?
you believe this? What is it called? A museum of broadcasting, or what?
Take the Hall of Fame.
So-called Broadcasting Hall of Fame. How could you have a Broadcasting Hall of Fame and I'm not in it? Some reverend they put in there.
For the record,
I don't care, by the way.
4 years ago,
yeah,
I was inducted.
That's
into the
right.
Hall of Fame.
Rightly so.
Even you are involved.
You should resign.
Why do you want to be? Why do you want to
I
be a
don't.
member of something that I'm a member of?
I just
mean,
want to point that out. That's all.
Yeah.
How dare they?
If you go to the racetrack and there's a horse named Parmesan Stern, you bet on that horse.
Well, you know, in my opinion, and the last thing I have to say, because I really got to get back to work, is that in all of show business, okay, there are very few people, and I can't really think of another one that is as impactful, okay, in business. So the idea of having you be so impactful to do billions of dollars of a merger and to be able to take a company there, I think is extraordinary.
You're right.
And I think that if you even begun to think in years ahead of leaving, it would be like me sitting there saying, you know what, now that it's done, I'm going to leave. So as much as I'm committed, I'm assuming, Howard, that you're committed.
I am committed to this company. You know that.
There are people that have lifetime subscriptions, and I
Here he
think
is
you
again.
have to have
He's
a
sucking me
lifetime.
back in.
You need a lifetime contract.
If I loved my fans
If
and
you
this
cared-
company, I would be here forever. Let me tell you something. You're
Your
absolutely right.
legacy is not cemented yet.
Maybe if you stayed a little while.
Admit it, Mel. That shithead Imus, he couldn't bring over 3 people to satellite radio.
Maybe if you committed longer, you would one day get inducted into that Hall of Fame. And I'll do. If I have to buy the Hall of Fame, I will buy the Hall of Fame.
He always sucks me in. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I am commissioning a statue of Mel for this studio. I am going to get a top artist. And Gary will roll it in here, and you will have an honorary place here in this studio. I have not done that for anyone.
It's impressive.
And you will have your statue.
A
And wait till you
bust.
see it. Quickly, Gary, order me a bust. All right, listen, Mel, applause.
Yes.
Congratulations and kudos. You have done it, my friend.
Thank you.
And you, aside from being a dog lover, are a people lover and committed to this company, and I admire your accomplishment. I love what you've done. Congratulations. And for the government to make you wait 18 months, and to make all of us wait 18 months, was a sin, but you got it done. And again, you're a winner. You're not a loser. If anyone calls you a loser, they're wrong. You're a winner.
Go out of here knowing.
All right.
What are you going to do? Are you going to celebrate?
Well, no.
Did you open champagne?
Did not. What I'm doing is I got a busy day today because, as I said, this is the first press that I'm doing, and I got a few things that I have to do in that regard. I'm talking to employees at 10:30. I'm going to XM again tomorrow.
Are they nervous or something? Is
No,
that why
they
you have to
shouldn't
go
be.
over there?
No,
They shouldn't be,
I just
right.
want to learn more about it.
Stay in Washington?
That we're going to have a huge facility and continue to operate in Washington. You know, we have about 1,000 employees. They have a little over 1,000 employees. We're going to operate in both places. Purpose is to learn more about XM so I can integrate the company in a smooth way. And I will have a a glass of champagne
Fabulous.
or more on Saturday.
Excellent. We welcome our brothers at XM
Yes.
to the company, and this is terrific. And congratulations.
Mr. Carmazin.
Yes.
So how does it feel to have this huge weight lifted off your shoulders?
Well, the weight is still on my shoulders because, number one, we have to make the merger work, and we have to prove that it was the right decision to do it. So just getting the approval is the first step. Making it work is more important. And then we have to create the value for shareholders who own our company. So I think we still got an awful lot of work to do.
And now, what does this merger mean for the world of Howard Stern?
I think that more people will be able to, listen to Howard Stern show every day. There are an awful lot of people who bought General Motors vehicles because they wanted that car, and unfortunately, they're not able to get Sirius there. Where shortly and within a few months, they'll be able to get Howard Stern. So I think it means, more people to be able to listen to Howard Stern.
All right, sounds good.
Great.
Congratulations.
Hey, I was listening to the wrap-up show yesterday. I just want to say a couple of things, because it was a very interesting wrap-up show, and I don't know how many people heard it. But I
didn't hear.
Yeah.
What was so interesting?
We've been having this problem. We have a program where we have to search things. So if Sal puts in phony phone call, he's got to spell the word phony consistently. You can't spell it F-O-N-Y or P-H-O-N-Y or P-H-O-N-E-Y or...
Every time he spells it differently, it means it's less likely you'll ever find that thing again.
Yeah, you got to do an exact match, which, by the way, I think is wrong, and I think there should be spell check on our system. I don't understand why there isn't, because then it underlines it when you spell something wrong, and then you have to go look it up, so it helps. I don't know. I don't know. We have programs that are from the dark ages, but Sal came in to explain that he's a good speller. And then the guys on the wrap-up show said, okay, here's some words, some simple words to spell. And every time he spelled each word two different ways. and that's, he goes, I'm a really good speller. There's no way I did.
He can spell words several ways.
It's unfucking believable. The simplest words. Listen to
Let's hear this.
Somewhat of a reputation of misspelling things from time to time. I think I'm a great speller, but I could tell you right now, there's no way I spelled phony 7 different ways. Well, I would say 2 tops. The real way, phony, and maybe with an E sometimes, because phony, phone call, phone has an E in it, and then you can see how I can add a Y to phony, phone, Y, phony. But I'm not even saying that I did that. But there's certainly no way 7 times. No way.
You consider yourself a great speller?
I'm a very, very good speller. You could throw spelling at me. I will challenge anybody. How does spelling be?
God, come on now.
Go ahead, right now, me and you, Ronnie. And if you lose to a word, I get to smack my cock on your bifocals.
First of all, I don't wear bifocals, and second of all,
trifocals, whatever they are.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you
I'm a good speller.
You laid in the sun yesterday. You look like you're a ghost today.
Really?
And then what's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You're
Maybe
all
it's a
pale.
light.
Why did you bring up Scott Salem? Why did you say it's Scott's fault?
No. And I made it perfectly clear on the air, John. I said I'm not throwing anybody under the bus.
And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but Scott Salem.
Yes, and because I know Scott in the past has certainly misspelled quite a few times. We know that.
I really don't know that.
Oh yeah. On the top 5 songs, he's been known for spelling certain celebrities' names wrong, which is understandable.
But we're talking about 2 different things here. We're talking about misspelling celebrity names and misspelling regular words.
Right.
And I think Scott's probably more guilty of celebrity names, and you're probably more guilty of words.
I would take that, but I can assure you that I have not spelled phony 7 different ways. And
3? Maybe 3.
Maybe 2 tops with an EY. Maybe. But you could throw me. I'm pretty good at spelling. I am.
Got a word for him?
I am. Don't give me a crazy word. Like snuffleupagus.
a couple. Receipt.
Yeah. R-E-C-I-E-P-T.
Exactly.
There you go.
Wait a minute. R-E-C-E-I-P-T.
Well, which one is it?
Wait, receipt. I before E except after C. Duh. R-E-C. Receipt. R-E-I after E except after C. R-E-C-E-I-P-T.
Yeah, that's my point. He's concentrating right now. Imagine when he's back there with the computer. He's not sitting.
And he's just dashing it off.
Exactly. He can't get anything right. Keep going.
That's a common one.
Okay.
That's a common one. He goes, what does that mean? It's a common one. It's a common word. You should know how to spell off the top of your head. That should be ingrained in you, receipt.
And then he even recites the rule, I before E except after C.
And then can't follow
And
it.
he can't remember what the fucking rule is. He can't apply it.
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Siege.
With an S?
Yeah. I don't know. You tell me.
And the definition.
I don't know if there's all right. S-I.
Siege.
Well, it might be siege. I don't know about that. That's a tough one, but.
Oh, my God. How is that tough?
They're all tough so far.
S-E-I-G-E.
S-E-I-G-E.
S-I-E.
He spelled it S-E-I-G-E.
And then changed
And then he sees this look on everyone's face, and he goes, S-I-E-G-E.
S-I-E-G-E.
You did that again.
S-I-E-G-E.
You spell it both ways.
You're getting me nervous. S-I-E-G-E. I got that one right?
No, not really, no. I mean, eventually you do.
Yeah, which time?
And when you're back there on my computer system and we can't find anything, it's because...
This is exactly what's going through his head.
It's unbelievable. The guy is just fucked up.
How about Connecticut?
That's ridiculous.
Now look at it. He goes, that's ridiculous. Connecticut.
It's one of the 3 states in the tri-state area.
And I'm listening to this. I said to myself, he'll never get the second C. He'll never get it. And of course...
How about Connecticut?
That's ridiculous.
Why?
First of all,
it's a state.
That you live there, Gary. You write it every day in your mail.
But it doesn't matter. You should know. I'm pretty sure I know how to spell every state because you did it in school.
Connecticut. C-O. Connecticut. N-N. E-T. Connecticut. I-C-U-T.
No.
Well,
it's a hard one.
It's
Connecticut.
Connecticut. All right. Well, it's close.
That's my problem.
That's what he's doing with the prophet. He's getting close.
Yeah. So he leaves the C out, and then when you do a search on Connecticut, you can't find it. Oh. He should not be inputting into a computer. Why, does he do that many bits that he has to go into the computer? Can't somebody enter those that's got sort of a half of an intelligence?
But to say he's a great speller.
And the other thing is too, like if someone said, "Oh, you spell Mississippi or spell Massachusetts," I might have to really sit and think. I would just go on Google and look it up. He doesn't do that. No, you don't.
I'm going
you don't care.
Yes, I do care. I care tremendously, and I can spell Mississippi, by the way.
Good. But there's 50,000 other words you just spelled everything twice. Like you didn't get anything. You didn't nail any word.
But at the end, I got it. Plus, you're under.
And not only that. You're back there. Nobody's sitting and watching you. You're just fucking typing away with your madness.
No, you think I'm just sitting back there with my feet and lollygagging.
Because you're not going to sit there and recognize that you spelled receipt wrong. You're not even going to think about it.
I do think about it because when I initially did it, I did it wrong.
Okay.
Then I corrected it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but
please don't input. Let somebody with half a brain do it.
But I haven't screwed up the spelling as bad as everybody's making me out to be
Sal,
on the
I can
profit
guarantee
system.
You have.
No, I haven't. And it bothers me that it bothers you.
Prove that you haven't.
Because I know how to spell. I know how to spell.
Sal, you can't spell.
Yes, I can.
You don't know that?
I can spell. I bet you I can
spell
spell better than half.
A 3-year-old can spell receipt.
I got it right. It was
then
just
you go I before E except after C, and you still can't do it.
You ask me a word and give me instead of me blurting it out, I'll think about it and give you the right answer.
But you don't think
I bet you I could spell better than Gary.
You're not even understanding what I'm saying. You're back there. You're not sitting and checking your work because you think you know how to spell.
I'm a little impulsive on the spelling. I'll admit that. I figured that out.
When you're back there, at least there on the show, you're really thinking it through. Can you imagine what you're like back there when you're just kind of hanging out? Well, you're not sitting into saying I before E after C.
No, not in those cases. But I can assure you that I've never had a problem with you spelling with the profit system and spelling.
You haven't had a problem because nobody's been aware of it. You're just spelling away.
I've never had a problem finding any piece of media that I've sent to you in any capacity.
But that's not the point. When other people go to search for it,
right?
They don't think like an idiot. In other words, you're on an idiot level, so you know how to spell like an idiot. So you can search anything.
That's very nice.
Well, that's a compliment. You're consistently stupid.
We need an idiot-proof system, I guess.
Well, we don't have one.
Well, I'll work on it. And
now, what are you going to work on? You're not working on anything.
I can work. My spelling is good.
How are you going to work on your spelling?
Because I'm good at because the problem
You're not good at spelling. That's the first thing you got to work on, and admit that you're not.
Okay, my weakness is that
Your weakness is spelling.
I'm too impulsive with the spelling.
Sal, could you please? We had a conversation this morning, right?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to spell check everything. I'm going to be very aware of what I put in.
Spell check words like receipt.
Oh, yes, I am, because everything that I type
because you think you could spell it.
Everything that I type into the Prophet, Howard, I'll put into Google first, and I'll make sure.
In other words, he's just going to put in RECIEPT, and he's not going to think about like, oh, maybe I'm spelling that wrong. He's going to say, I know how to spell it.
Howard, can I show you something?
Yeah.
Go to Gary page 2.
All right.
Okay. You don't have to play this. Just look at it. Go to the 4th one down.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a good example.
What is it?
You wrote the word Napoleon. Okay.
I didn't write that one.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Just so you did.
Oh, mate. Okay. Well, we've also discussed
How do you spell Napoleon?
That's a good one. But the thing is that we've explained in the
past. How do you spell Napoleon?
I just want to say before I spell it.
Spell Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Now you're sitting and thinking. Imagine back there, you just kind of ran.
Now, instead of me blurting it out, I'm going to step away from the mic and think about this.
Go ahead.
How long should we take?
See my point, though? He's back there. He's not sitting and thinking. He's just typing.
He doesn't walk away from the computer.
Exactly.
Napolean.
Okay. Not only is that wrong, but that's the third wrong spelling, because that was wrong, and then you spelled it on here Napleon, which is Napoleon. You left out the O.
That's a friend of mine from Bayshore.
It's a disaster. You don't know
Napoleon, and we've all admitted that names are different. And because
look at me. You don't know how to spell.
I do know how to spell. I do.
You've got everyone wrong.
We just haven't asked him the right words.
Can you spell an easy word like foreign?
Foreign.
Right. Okay.
Howard.
Yeah.
Same page, second column, all the way at the bottom in blue.
Okay. All right.
I just spelled foreign. That's a difficult word. I know how to spell.
All right, good. You got one right.
And names, even Gary made it yesterday. Celebrity names
look at
are
look
difficult.
At this. Misunderstood. How do you spell that?
Misunderstood. All right. Misunderstood. MISUNDERSTOOD.
Yeah, except on here you spelled it Miss, M-I-S, and then you put a space and a capital U as if it was like Miss America. Misunderstood.
Well, that's odd. That's,
That is odd, isn't it?
But at least we can confirm that.
You turned her into a woman, misunderstood. You're fucking insane.
I'm Mr. Understood.
You don't know how to spell. You don't know anything.
I know how to spell. I just proved to you that I just
spelled one word right out of 20.
Foreign and misunderstood.
No, you spelled misunderstood right now, but on there you spelled it wrong.
Because again, I found my weakness.
Because you got nervous. You went, oh, misunderstood. It must be like 2 words.
No, I think it was just
you broke it. What do you mean? No, you broke it into 2 words and you capitalized it. Capital M-I-S, then space capital U-N.
That is a little odd. I wouldn't do that in a normal circumstance.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
he wouldn't do it under a normal circumstance, like work. You can't spell.
I just spelled foreign and misunderstood, dude. I'm a good speller.
You didn't spell misunderstood right. You do everything wrong.
I spelt it right for you here.
You're here because I'm sitting here and questioning you.
Because
when you're back there on your own, you don't even think.
You just found a chink in the armor. I'm impulsive, and I figured out the problem. That's the problem.
But how are you going to know when not to be impulsive? Every word you're going to stop and think?
Not every word. Come on. Jesus
so you're not going to sit. You're not going to sit and
Bob.
think about misunderstood. You're just going to type it.
Like I said, like Napoleon, right? How could he?
Napoleon, you mean?
Yeah. How can if he thinks that's the way it's spelled, then he won't spell check.
No, exactly I will. Okay,
right.
here's the point that I'm trying to make.
That's the whole point I've been saying to him over and over again. He doesn't understand.
You don't understand.
Oh, okay.
The point is, I'm saying, boss, you made something.
Can you spell reindeer? That you can spell, right?
R-E-I-N.
Right.
D-E-E-R.
Good. Okay.
All right, I'm 3 for 3, dude.
3 for 3?
Foreign, misunderstood, and reindeer.
No, I told you spelled misunderstood wrong.
On there.
Yeah.
But when you...
How are you going to know you don't
I'm going to tell you how. Because, A, I'm going to...
Thank you.
When I give you the answer, you don't want it. What's the point of you asking?
I told you receipt. Wrong.
I'm trying to put you at ease. You're saying, Sal,
Connecticut. Wrong.
I can do it now. I've learned it.
What was the other word you got wrong? A ridiculous word.
Siege, but I got it right.
Siege.
Oh, no, you gave it to us both ways, and the other one was receipt. You went back and forth and back and forth. You gave us 2 choices, so whichever one was right, you'd say you'd know it.
Who knows what you could spell?
This guy says McKine. He can't even pronounce machine.
Come on, you know that's not true. He can spell machine.
But I can spell. I've just proved to you that I spelled 3 words, and I know what my problem is. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to type
What
it in.
about all the ones you got wrong? You don't count those?
People get things wrong all the time. You have to
but
fix
the problem
them.
is we have a
fixing
computer system where we need to search.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you get 3 out of 7 right means the 4 you get wrong we'll never find again.
And that will not happen in the
All
future.
right, thank you.
And I can assure you that those
I can assure you it will.
No,
Because you don't take it for real.
I so do. It
All right, goodbye.
kills me that you think this
You're
way.
ruining our system.
You're ruining my head.
Yeah, good.
Well,
because you're ruining my system.
I'm not ruining your system.
You're ruining my system.
It won't be ruined.
We can't find half the bits.
Everything will be double checked. Even if I think it's correct in my own head,
good.
I'll
All
double check it on Google. I'm going to double check. Remember the games? I used to fuck up the games. You've never had a fuck up with the game in a long time.
How would I know? I don't go in there and search. My guys do.
Right.
And they're saying you're screwing up all over the place.
They're all full of shit that I'm
What?
screwing it up.
Same page, top of column 2, light blue.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you know the bit anal receiver? How do you spell receiver?
All right. I remember that one. Receiver. RECEIVER.
Okay, so how do you think you spelled it in our computer system?
I switched the I.
RECIEVER.
It's a common
How we
mistake.
ever a common mistake? It is not a common mistake.
Well, that's why they
mackerel.
created that phrase, I before E except after C.
Right.
That's how common the mistake was, that they had to put a phrase behind it.
No, they teach you that in second grade so that you know it. So it's a no-brainer.
All right.
As soon as you see that C, you put the E there.
Everything will be double checked, spell checked, and put in. You'll never have a problem. Ever. Never, ever.
Anal receiver.
Yeah, I'm receiving it anally right now
No,
from
you're
you.
not.
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah.
not. I'm too nice. Most people would fire you. I've spoken to other people who run like media things, like I do. They like one mistake and they fire somebody.
Yeah.
I just put up with all your bullshit. Come on, man. You're not that busy that you can't get
I'm
this
not saying
right.
that I am. I'm just saying that.
Would the word bureau just blow smoke out of your head?
BUREAU.
Yeah, how come you can spell that?
Because I can fucking spell.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
You can't spell receiver.
I just did. I know I screwed it up there. It's because I work too fast. I'm jittery.
Well, stop it.
I know. I'm on beta blockers now because of that.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Whatever that is, you double your dose.
Triple it.
Beta blockers? What kind of shit are you on now?
I don't know. I need to be on cyanide with you.
What are you on? Beta blockers?
Yeah, I'm
what
on
is
beta.
that?
Propylethylene or some shit like that.
You don't
Look at me.
That I'm not fucking smelling.
Propylethylene. He doesn't even know what he's taking.
Because I have the shakes and stuff.
Yeah, what is that?
It's just my nerves. It's just a neurosis.
What are you nervous about?
You.
Me? I hardly talk to you.
Listen back to this later. You'll see why I'm nervous.
I'm nervous because I got a computer system filled with misspells.
I have a tendency to act without thinking. That's where I think this is one of the situation here. But I'm aware of it. And now
You're
I
like
take
putting your foreskin on Twitter. And now you're going to get thrown off. He finally got on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
First thing he tweets, he gets a warning from
Right,
Twitter. Who gets
it's
thrown off
worse
of Twitter?
than-
I know you have girls with fire hydrants up their asses. That's fine. Me, I show them the tip of my penis, and
Is that
it's like
not allowed?
I'm like the Frankenstein monster. It's allowed, but apparently, a few people were so repulsed that they reported it.
Oh.
People are having their breakfast. They see my anteater. They're not happy.
Right.
But whatever. But I take these beta blockers because they help calm me down because I have the jitters and the shakes, and I act
But
impulsively.
is beta blocker a thing a doctor prescribes? Or
Yes, a doctor did. A doctor did prescribe it, and
Can you imagine what doctor he goes to even?
I can't even.
it's a wonderful doctor.
Imagine.
He's
And he looked at your handshake and he goes, I just take some beta blockers.
he's a Palestinian from Miami.
Is he?
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
A lot of my guys shake. Got the pace too.
Yeah.
What's his problem?
He's just all fucked up. You know,
It's a normal thing that runs in the family. It's called essential tremors.
So
Right.
that's
More
probably
about
what
it itself.
It's probably what Sal has.
Yeah,
Exactly, same thing. And you can take pills or let it go. I don't really care.
Yeah.
My dad has it so bad when he picks up a soup spoon, it just flies all over the place. He can't. Yeah.
Well, if you were my son, I'd shake too.
Thank you.
I'd be nervous every minute.
Well, now that I'm aware of the issue, and
Right.
hopefully I put you at ease a little bit.
Well, you have not.
Well,
but please
you
get
need-
it right.
You need a beta blocker because you should be rest assured that I will fix everything.
Is that what the guy said? You have essential tremors?
Essential tremors, yeah.
Why are they essential? What does that mean, essential tremors?
I don't know. That's a bad name for it because it doesn't seem to be essential.
Spell essential.
ESSENTIAL.
You're a great speller. You're an amazing fucking speller.
Essential.
You can't even
ESS.
spell essential.
ESS.
You're fucking retarded.
Oh, maybe one S. One S.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear the new spelling now. All right, we're up to spelling number one. Let's go to number
Essential.
two.
I would think essential.
Go ahead.
ESSENTIAL. Oh, ASCENTIAL.
All right, that's second. All right, you got that wrong. Go ahead, try again.
ESENTIAL.
All right, that's 3. Go ahead now for number 4.
And finally, Essential. ACIENTAL.
All right, that's 4. Let's keep going. Now you're up to ASIE. I mean, it's fucking wacky what's in your head.
Well, Essential's
There's
a tough
nothing
one.
in there, man.
Essential.
And you're in charge of putting shit into my computer, and I keep you on.
Dude, 1 out of 5.
You are not allowed near
I got
the computer.
foreign, I got bureau, I got a lot of...
Does Richard know how to spell? Can you hand your work over to him and let him put input
he
it?
spells great. But I'm a good speller.
How would you know if he spells great?
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy.
Who is a guy, Gary, can Richard spell?
Sure.
I know he has a higher IQ. Did you hear that spelling of essential?
Essential. ESENTIAL, I would think. Maybe 2 N. ESSENNTIAL.
No, you're up to 6 now. 6 spellings you still haven't gotten right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I have more spellings for you after this.
Well, the essential's the big one here. I mean, listen to what's going on. There's smoke coming out of his head.
You have to admire my tenacity.
Right, go slow, stop tremoring, and let me hear you spell essential. Do it slow and think it through.
Essential is like I mean, I really see ESS. I definitely see that. ESSEN. Essential. ESSENTIAL. I mean, that's how I. That's
okay.
my final.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Can you spell it for me?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
That's the first one that I said.
No, I don't know. You said something else. You threw a couple other doozies in there.
See, and it just took me a little time. You got me a little nervous. Right. My essential tremors kicked in, and then
I'm just going to throw you one more example. Yeah. And this is what I said yesterday about how there's 3 different ways to spell a word. You never know which one Sal's thinking of. Right. Go to the second column, the second one down.
Okay.
Second column. Second one down. On Gary, page 2? Oh, my God, you're kidding me. Well, but maybe that he wanted it that way.
I don't think so.
You know?
In some cases, that's
maybe the guy sent it in that way because it's like Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. I think he spelled it right.
No, he did right.
He did right.
That's correct. Yeah, he's doing a parody of Sweet Judy Blue Eyes.
Right. Yeah, sweet.
Okay.
Gary thought it's sweet. It's sweet brown ass.
Okay.
And so you spelled it SUITE because it's like sweet.
Sweet, right. Yeah. SUI, right. I know the difference between the two.
That's
sweets.
right. He did it
Hotel
right.
Suite versus Sweet is candy. SWEET.
Right. All right. That's good.
So there you go. Not too shabby.
Essentials. ESSENTIAL.
I think that's the first thing that I said. I think it. Thank you, Fred.
Did he get it right the first time?
I think it was the second time.
Oh, okay.
But you were having so much fun.
Well, everything's gonna be double checked.
All
That's
right,
it.
thank you.
And you could put my ass on the line and fire me if I fuck up. I'm willing to take the
you're not here
responsibility.
for spelling, but the thing is,
It's important. It's a technical
it's important.
aspect.
We need it. We want to be able to find your work.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, go back there and think about.
Did you
spelling.
like today's work? We had a new.
All right, goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
It's the Sal Show. And don't. What is with you at Twitter?
Get outta
He's the
here.
first guy ever got thrown off Twitter.
In his first tweet.
In his first tweet.
They've latched on a permanent warning to all my postings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are aware of it.
You know, it's amazing because people, I'm on Twitter, and I don't really know all the rules of Twitter, but I don't really curse or anything because I was like, well, gee, I don't know if that's allowed on here. So I'm
And it is public. Anybody could read it.
Yeah, I don't even write the F word or any of that. This guy goes right ahead and just starts posting pictures of his foreskin. He doesn't even question whether
Never
he should
even
do it.
hit a little speed bump that said
No.
maybe that's not a good idea.
No.
Well, you've always been an advocate for foreskin, so that's
Right.
And there's 20,000 nerve endings in the foreskin that I've studied, and that
I've studied
80% of that gets
jerked
cut
off. That's how he knows. All right, get out of here.
That's
All right, thank you.
That's true.
I'm trapped in a conversation.
Get out of here.
Sal. I got it right. I love him. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, Ross from Brooklyn.
Yo, hey now.
Hey now.
Yo, can you imagine buying a fucking stock from Sal and
No.
he punches in the wrong symbol into the computer and you end up buying a stock you didn't even want?
Oh, I mean, this guy was a stockbroker, handling people's money. I don't know what it is to be a stockbroker, but I got to imagine it's a very precise kind of job.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Actually, I got to be honest, I used to work with Sal.
Yeah.
And he, for a long time, in the morning, he wouldn't even work. He would sit by a window in the back. He had binoculars, and he would look in the window across the way watching a girl shower in the morning.
I believe that.
Ask him. That's what he would do every morning.
At least people's money was safe.
Yeah, right. At least he wasn't handling transactions.
It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, you go to buy an Apple stock, you can't spell Apple. You end up with some,
Yeah, right. Like he puts into the computer, like he can't spell apple, so he puts in something, like
eyeball.
What did this guy say about?
That he used to work with you, and instead of doing your work in the morning, you had binoculars, and you would look at this girl taking a shower.
Oh, that's true. I mean,
he comes in here to refute whatever's being said.
We would circle around. Yeah. Everybody.
Can I ask him 2 words, Howard? Because he looks at a lot of porn. I have 2 words that I feel like he should interact with during porn, and I want to know if he knows how to spell them. Can I ask him?
Sure. All right.
Okay. Can you spell voyeur?
Voyeur.
Voyeur.
All right. Let me think about this.
Uh-oh.
He started to say absolutely. now he's taking a knee.
Now, voyeur is a difficult word, and I took some time to think about it before acting impulsively. And I would say voyeur is spelled Voyeur.
Very good.
That's right.
Okay, one more. Amateur.
That's a good one. Amateur. AMATEUR. I'm hoping. Wait. AMA. Wait. Amateur. Oh God. Amateur. AMATEUR again. Final answer.
I believe that's right.
Wow.
He's so nervous.
I know.
He's like sweating bullets.
It's amazing. You got a guy on your staff who can't talk and a guy on your staff who can't say.
He got him right. I'm proud of him. Now he's thinking.
You know what? You should have been in the spelling bee. You know how those kids go.
I really think I could spell a lot better than a lot of people here.
Right.
I would be willing to,
Sal, how is it you were a stockbroker? Like a guy calls, I don't know the stock business, but you call up, right? I'd call you and I go, Sal, I want to purchase some stock.
Sure.
And then you have to handle that transaction?
Absolutely.
And then what do you do when the guy gives you the order?
I put it in. I fill the order.
You put it in the computer?
Yeah.
How do you find the stock symbol?
We would have a system similar to the Profit that would be one for. This is how you find the stock symbol. What's the symbol for Apple? What is it? AAPL.
Can you imagine how creepy that is? That he. I mean, I can't imagine him handling people's money. And
Why?
Then,
I spelled.
And then what do they do? How do you
fine.
get the money from the people?
That goes through. That's another system altogether.
They don't let you handle
No,
money. Yeah.
none of that.
Thank God.
None of that stuff.
There's got to be somebody brighter than you handling the money. I mean, the whole system is shaky if Sal's handling the money.
Well, the economy's been in this shit for quite some time, and I would say there's quite a few people out there that are ruining us financially.
Right. Okay.
So it's not just me. And I can spell. I proved that I spelled pretty damn good today. So
yeah, you did a great job.
And
I have a lot of confidence.
Thanks. I can see.
Thank you.
Sal, can you spell February?
FEBRUARY.
Okay, I shut up then. You got me.
All right.
Who is this?
My name's Ross.
Okay. Very good. Good talking to you, pal. Yeah, those binoculars were wonderful back in the day.
All right.
Great.
Thank you,
All
Sal.
right. You're welcome.
Dude.
Yes, sir.
Forget the spelling.
Thank you.
Let's concentrate on how you're sitting there taking shit from Gary.
What about?
You're letting him pile on. What are you doing, man? This isn't Sal.
No.
Start going on the offensive.
No.
So what? You're not a great speller. Who is better than busting on Baba Booey?
Every dog has his day, and when the time comes, believe me, he'll get it.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap